Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Thursday night. We will get to the bomb scare in the Capitol, the video of that suspect and his threats, and news on the virus and this third shot. But we are going to begin tonight with the news just coming in on Afghanistan. Growing desperation outside the airport, the Taliban controlling checkpoints. While inside the airport tonight, the State Department now reporting 6,000 people are at the Kabul airport, cleared for departure now, waiting to leave. And that number, 20 flights to take off tonight. The other major headline developing, word tonight that U.S. diplomats at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul reportedly warned the Biden administration, the Secretary of State, that the Afghan government was at risk of collapse as the Taliban was sweeping across the country in recent weeks. And reports that a cable was sent on July 13th. A source telling ABC News it called for the Biden administration to begin an airlift operation immediately for Afghans who helped the U.S. And tonight here, the images now emerging of the scene at the airport in the last 24 hours. Afghan refugees who have now been cleared, waiting for those flights. U.S. troops performing security checks. This young man passing through a checkpoint. While outside the base, the desperation in the crowds. Families holding their paperwork, their small children, flooding the roadways, trying to reach the gates of the airport, the gunfire. Some still waiting and aware the Taliban still controls these checkpoints. Across Kabul tonight, heavily armed Taliban fighters are on patrol, their trucks bearing the white Taliban flag. But something else we also saw today, and what happens to be Afghanistan's Independence Day. Afghans against the Taliban defiantly carrying the Afghanistan national flag through the streets. In some cases, the Taliban confronting them. A lot of moving parts at this hour. Reports of that warning from U.S. diplomats on the ground in Kabul and that cable asking for immediate help for Afghans. Martha Raddatz standing by on this, and ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leading us off from Kabul again tonight.
Tonight, the new urgency in Kabul, with as many as 15,000 Americans and up to 60,000 Afghans who've helped the U.S. mission in limbo, desperate to escape. Inside the airport, the State Department late today said as many as 6,000 Americans and Afghans have been processed and cleared for evacuation from the country. And tonight, 20 flights waiting to get them to safety. But this evening, the images from outside the airport, where Taliban fighters struggle to keep control, using guns and batons against civilians. Reports at least 12 people have now been killed since Sunday by either stampede or gunfire. The Pentagon saying 13 C-17s have landed and more than 5,200 US troops are now in Kabul, attempting to process more people faster. But some planes departing with empty seats because people can't get through the checkpoints. The agony of not being able to get to the airport past Taliban-controlled checkpoints is the reality on the ground here, as we've witnessed firsthand in the last 24 hours.
Tell him we have permission. We have permission. Yes, ABC.
Taliban fighters ignoring the accreditation issued by their own commanders. Gunfire erupting.
Let's go.
With weapons drawn, the Taliban forced us back to our cars.
These guys can't read. One of the guys kind of draws his gun and they're angry, they're tense, gesturing to us to stop filming, to get out of there, and it's one of those terrible situations where you can see things can go badly wrong.
We received this audio message from a trapped teacher, a US permanent resident, who says even with the proper paperwork, he couldn't get through. For his safety, we're not naming him.
It is insane. There are people holding their American passports. There are people that work with the Americans, and they're not letting anyone in. We are in huge danger, and we need help.
And with tens of thousands of Americans and Afghans who've helped the US desperate to get out, George asking the president, will US troops stay past the August the 31st deadline if all Americans and all Afghans who helped us aren't out?
Are you committed to making sure that the troops stay until every American who wants to be out is out?
Yes.
How about our Afghan allies? Does the commitment hold for them as well?
The commitment holds to get everyone out that, in fact, we can get out and everyone should come out. And that's the objective.
And today, some dissent against the Taliban growing. some Afghans defiant, celebrating the country's Independence Day, parading a massive national flag here in Kabul. The Taliban quickly shutting it down, chasing the protesters through the streets, firing warning shots. The militants have been promising to respect women's rights, but tonight, disturbing stories already emerging of some women unable to leave their homes without a male companion, and girls only allowed to school up to the age of 9. Zara Nabi, a journalist here in Kabul, begging the world not to forget about Afghanistan.
You're destroying all our future. You're destroying everything. Please fight for the rights of that woman, that girls, that they're really buried alive.
Despite the heartache for so many, new images of the few who have made it to safety. These Afghans huddled together on a US airbase in Qatar. An uncertain, but perhaps more peaceful future.
So let's get back to Ian Pannell back with us again tonight. And Ian, there would appear to be some progress, according to your reporting there, inside the airport. Of course, the main issue that remains tonight, the thousands, Americans and Afghans outside the airport, the Afghans who helped the U.S., that they have paperwork, they're desperate to leave, but they also know the Taliban controls these checkpoints.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the good news is more processing capacity, more people at the airport tonight. The bad news continues to be the Taliban, the difficulties of getting people across the wire to the American side and to safety.